why in America, where anyone could be anything, would people want to give up their freedom and become effectively a modern?
Why would anyone want to give up their freedom? I don't know. You got paid by 2 presidents to be their economic advisors. You had a job.
Day slave told, shut up and be here every morning at 7:30, leave at 5:30, and do what I tell you.
You did that when you were an advisor to the presidents. Come on. Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole Reacts, where I, Nicole, react to online marketing gurus that I find on the internet. My qualifications for snark and commentary are that I've owned a legitimate marketing company for 15 years, which means when I see these people doing it badly, I not only am annoyed like everyone else, but I also see what they're doing wrong. So today's subject matter actually comes from a previous video in this series. If you want to see videos, by the way, in the Nicole Reacts series, I upload one of these reaction videos every week. You can go to the Nicole Reacts playlist on YouTube, or you can go to my blog, see the past episodes. But a couple of weeks ago, Brian Carruthers, who promised us $1 million training in all caps, basically it was a power hour where a bunch of people did free work for him. But it was all about recruiting people to go watch this Eric Worre documentary. Some highlights from that. It's going to go by so fast that it's going to feel like 25 minutes instead of 50. I don't know, runtime's an hour, so I'm already feeling bamboozled here. We're not going to need caffeine for it, and it's going to make us feel completely different about the network marketing industry if we feel negatively toward it right now. So, I have stuff to do today. I joked about drinking alcohol during this broadcast, but I do have some sparkling lemonade from Aldi, and I am wearing a fuzzy lined sweatshirt to be as comfortable as possible in the process. And I hope you are doing something either useful in your life and you're listening to this video while you're doing it, or that you're similarly cozy, because I think this one's going to be a doozy, but we'll get through it together. Without further ado, here is Rise of the Entrepreneur. Total runtime 1 hour. All right, let's just get it over with. Okay. It's not the douchiest start to a movie I've ever seen, but it's up there. Oh.
All right, I'm speeding. Speeding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The world is changing faster than ever.
I think these people hire camera people in part to make themselves feel important. I don't know. Something about someone holding a camera and another person like holding a boom mic following you around might give you a false sense of your own importance. I'm sure that filming this documentary has inflated Eric Worre's self-importance drastically.
What used to take decades is now taking years or even months.
What you see right now is the illusion that people have had for many decades about the workplace being this secure place.
Oh my God, everyone. Hell has frozen over. There is a woman in this documentary about network marketing. In all of the marketing about this particular movie previously, all we've seen is a list of dudes who are in here, but there is clearly at least one woman. Whew, all right. I'm already surprised. We'll see how many other surprises are in here.
To work the rest of your life.
For the first time in the history of our nation, our children will not do as well as us.
We've seen our friends get laid off. We've been laid off. We've had our pay cut.
People are overworked and underpaid. They seem to have less time and less freedom. They live under constant pressure.
This is going to be forced. And so even if your employer loves you, they may have to cut you. There's something wrong that on Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases by 35%.
Technology is accelerating. Job security is declining. It just doesn't seem like the old models of making a living are as reliable as they used to be. Every aspect.
Oh my God, is this anti-capitalist? Maybe. This feels very like anti-work, pro-socialism kind of thing. Like, what we have isn't working. That I can agree with. The solution, however, is one that I think he's going to propose, is one that I disagree with. But yes, it's compelling. Okay.
Aspect of our lives. There's a better way out there, but we're still doing it the old way.
We live in the greatest country on the planet, and there are a lot of people sitting around complaining and being cynical.
Like everyone's whining about this old model, and I'm like, why don't you leave it?
How are we supposed to leave the entire society we're in? I mean, I'm lucky enough that I had a cushion based on 2 people in my life with money dying that I could start my own business, but I get that probably most people are not in that situation. So, you can't just opt out. It's like, "Oh, you're a fish and you're, like, not doing well in this dirty water. Well, get out of the water." Well, I need to be in water to survive, and, like, to get out of the water, I need a fair bit of strength and, I don't know, out of the water mobility to be able to do that. It's just so, I don't know, when people say like, "Oh, if you don't like it, just leave." I don't know. You need a fair bit of money if you're going to try to immigrate somewhere. You need, either a job tying you there or a potential romantic partner tying you there. Come on. We can't just leave if we're unhappy.
Look at all this over here. Look at all this opportunity.
Since so much of our lives revolve around our work and the way we make our living, many people are thinking there just has to be a better way.
Socialism.
The biggest challenge faced
Universal healthcare, a universal basic income, affordable housing, structures in society which take care of our most vulnerable citizens. I don't think we're going to talk about any of that, though.
facing our world today is not making money, is what are we going to do with all the displaced, unemployed people?
People are afraid that they're going to make the wrong decision. People are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid that maybe I don't have the skills.
Hey, sports fans, industrial age is over. It's dead. It's dying. That's why going to school to get a job is an obsolete idea. A steady paycheck is an industrial age idea.
It's really easy for these people to say that a paycheck is, an old idea. If you have money, then you can turn down a paycheck. If you don't have money, you kind of need the paycheck. I was wondering when I saw the graphic, I was like, where's that guy going? I thought he was being hung or something. My mind went to a darker place, but
It's the search for answers that has brought us here together today. My name is Eric Worre, and for almost 30 years, I've been an entrepreneur, struggling at times, but ultimately succeeding. As a best-selling author, speaker,
I've always been confused as to why Eric Worre can use the word GoPro. It seems like he's falsely aligning himself with the camera company. The camera company is actually owned by a company called Hero. A GoPro is something in their product line, but I don't know. It just always seems a little fishy to me and a little bit underhanded that he does that.
and business owner, I've spent my entire career helping millions of people around the world to become entrepreneurs. And I believe strongly that there is, in fact, a better way when it comes to how we make a living.
He's blurry. I don't know why.
The career landscape has changed dramatically, and many are still working in a model that is completely out of date.
Because that video is not blurry, but the people are blurry. I don't know if it's my internet connection or if it's just that this video was uploaded at a certain resolution and I'm trying to play it at a higher resolution. I'm not quite sure.
What worked for previous generations isn't working as well for people
He's
today.
blurry.
In this film,
He's
we're going to
blurry.
explore 3 important questions. First, what's really going on in our working world today?
Well, what's going on right now? Well, from where I sit, it seems like the CEOs versus the base worker pay is it's widening more and more over time. Companies are trying to pay their workers as little as possible. And meanwhile, the cost of goods, and in particular, expensive goods like housing and healthcare, are going up at a much faster rate than inflation, and definitely at a much faster rate than wages are. So the buying power of the American dollar is less. So people are working more to even pay their basic expenses. And over the pandemic, when these people also had to take care of children and try to work jobs. And maybe if they were in certain lines of work, had their hours cut, it has become untenable to keep living this way.
Second, in this new economy, is it better to become an entrepreneur or is it safer to work for someone else?
They both have their pros and cons. Honestly, I think there are pros and cons to having a job versus being self-employed. I'm not one of those people that thinks being self-employed is the best option for everyone, or even that everyone would want the option. So I'll be curious how he justifies that.
And third, if a person decides to become an entrepreneur and start their own business, how can they do it without taking on massive risk?
Starting a business will always have massive risk. I mean, when I was starting, I remember a stat that was like 7 out of 10 businesses don't make it to the 10-year mark. And here's the thing, I've made it past that, not because I'm an amazingly skilled person. I'm not saying that I'm bad at my job, but I'm saying like that's not like the primary reason that I'm sitting here today, still self-employed, almost 15 years later. I have had a ton of luck. I've had access to resources, and I have started a relatively safe kind of business. One where I didn't have to buy a building and do a 6-figure build out, one where I didn't need access to millions of dollars to invest in a technology. I mean, my business is, in terms of a kind of business to start, relatively low risk. But that's not to say no risk. So any business you start is going to be a risk. And a lot of that risk is going to be out of your control, to be honest.
To help in this journey, I've brought together some of the greatest experts and thought leaders in the field of entrepreneurship to share the real facts with you. My intention is to give you new information that will allow you to make choices that are not limited by an old, outdated model. Let's start by understanding what's going on in our working world today.
Let's look at unemployment. 30-40% of the people are honestly not working, but would be working. What our government does is if you haven't found a job in 6 months, we don't call you unemployed. We pretend you dropped out of the labor force. I've often said that unemployment, particularly structural unemployment, that's unemployment due to technological changes, is the first sign of economic growth. Think of it, 10 people live on an island. They go out every day and fish. One day, new technology shows up. A missionary brings them a net.
A missionary. I roll, because we need outside saviors.
Now, using the net, one pilots the boat, one throws the net. 2 fishermen can do all the work 10 used to. That's a 500% increase in productivity, 2 doing the work of 10, in one day. You don't have to learn a lot to learn how to throw a net instead of throw a fishing line.
Know where to throw it and stuff.
The island's got a big problem, 80% unemployment.
That's not a problem, though. The only reason those people need jobs is because they need money to live, right? But if we knew that people could be cared for at a basic level, that need for income suddenly goes way down. The other thing is that sometimes people leave the workforce not because they want to, but because they have to. They have to be a live-in caretaker for a family member. They have a child and can't find childcare. These are 2 like very legitimate scenarios where somebody would want to be working, but be actually unable to go out and get a job.
But the island still has all the wealth of the fish because the 2 people produce as much fish as 10 did. Now, of course, looking back in history, these changes used to take thousands of years. And during that time, we went into farming and transportation. Some of us became doctors and some teachers and lawyers, and we developed all these new professions and new manufacturing jobs. Today, these changes are occurring literally in one day when a new technological advance occurs, and we don't have the social structures to deal with it or to retrain the unemployed people.
So I already forget who this guy is, but there's something weird about the problem that he's presenting. So 10 people used to go fish. Now 2 people can go fish and make the same amount of money. So is the problem really that the 8 people who aren't fishing anymore need to go make more money? Or is it that we need to think about as a society what we value other than money, and maybe those 8 people can be doing that? And statistically, let's face it, at least one of those 8 people maybe can't or shouldn't work. They might be a kid, they might be elderly, they might have some kind of disability which would prevent them from working a traditional job. As a society, we need to take care of those people too. What I hate about capitalism is our worth as individuals is tied to our economic earning power. And the reality is that we have a lot of people that can't or don't necessarily earn money, but that are still valuable or should be valued in our society.
So one of the things that I think is interesting as I travel across the country and really travel around the world is the way that we work and the way we get paid for work is changing pretty dramatically.
On a global basis,
I also really hate it when people drive while being filmed. Just like stop the car. Your life isn't so important that you need to film while you're driving.
everything is being turned upside down because of the rapidly advancing technologies. They are eliminating many jobs, and we have been left with many people not prepared for the jobs that exist.
A lot of demand in public companies was to squeeze out all the fat and to get just as much margin as we possibly could.
I always had a weird feeling about Chris Brogan. Him being on this documentary is solidifying that. I should add him to my list of gurus to react
And
to.
fat equals humans.
So this idea of job security in information age is so obsolete, but it's still taught inside our school system. And that's where the problem starts. There's no financial education in school system, and people are still trained to be employees who work for that paycheck. This is a chart on the middle class. What's happening in the middle class, those that went to school, their incomes have been coming down for years.
I have a feeling the reason he says it's going down is going to infuriate me.
And parents still say to their kids, go to school, get a job. Now, what happens to all those middle class people who are dropping off the ends of the chart? Well, they become what's called working poor. And this is what happens to working poor. But they say poverty is ending. Well, poverty may be ending, but working poverty is going up. And this is food stamp usage. So food stamp usage in America is going through the roof right now because people cannot earn what they call a living wage.
Yes.
Most people have experienced financial pressures that I think are probably greater than they have been in the past.
If you're not working for yourself, then it's going to be a pretty hard road for a lot of people.
Today, if you're going to control your future, the 40-40 plan is gone, where you can graduate from college and get a job and work for 40 hours a week for 40 years. That day is gone.
Yeah.
So some of these charts actually tell you what's going on. And this is a really interesting one. You know, people are going back to school because if I go back to school, I'll get a nice job. But this is what's happening to, it's called Sallie Mae, which is the student loan guys. Student loan is going through the roof. It's now over $1 trillion. And student loan debt is worse than credit card debt. So when people stop using credit card, the government got people into student loan debt. And the problem with student loan debt is you can never be forgiven. See, with credit card debt, you can declare bankruptcy and all's forgiven. But student loan debt, you can declare bankruptcy, you still owe it. It's the worst of all debt. But this is the next picture. Look at this chart here. This is what's happening to wages of college graduates. It's going down. So you go to college, you rack up all this debt, but you earn less money. Now, that's not that intelligent.
So I agree so far with all the problems that these people are pointing out. What I don't understand yet is how network marketing is the answer. So we're 8 minutes in and we're laying all this groundwork. And I'll just be really curious what the solution is.
Average person who's been working a lifetime in America today is ending their lifetime at 65 with about $41,000 in assets. They earned just enough to survive.
I think in the United States, we have something like 17 trillion in debt.
That's just the federal government debt. We got another 2 in municipal and in other, let's call it almost 20 trillion government. We've got 40 trillion in private debt. That comes up to close to 60 trillion.
Yeah, but like the government debt is not really something that any of us individual people can do anything about. Except elect people who stop spending money on dumb shit.
When you then add something we never had before, what you were talking about, when we look at the unfunded portion of Social Security and primarily Medicare, Medicaid, that at the most conservative estimates from outside firms, Kleiner Perkins, 67 trillion and growing. That's more than all our other debt. There's less conservative estimates that say it's 84 trillion or higher. I added up conservatively $127 trillion in total debt. Debt is a financial drug. When you take it to excess, it's like taking a drug. Yeah, it makes you feel better, it enhances your performance, but at a huge cost, eventually it kills you. And so that's what happens. We keep doing more and more debt, and you get less and less results, just like a drug, until the debt gets so high that it crushes the whole system. That's where we're at.
Yeah, except the people who are in Congress are geriatric, and they're going to be dead before all this comes crashing down anyway. And so they're not passing laws thinking 20 or 50 or 100 years in advance. They're thinking about what's going to line their pockets now. So it's kind of infuriating.
8.2 times GDP.
You know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the person who dreads going to work, who is sick to their stomach on Monday morning, who hates their alarm clock, who gets a little glimmer of hope on a Wednesday because it's hump day and says, thank God it's Friday. And they live for those 2 days a week where they get to be themselves and they don't have to be around people they don't like, and they don't have to play the political game in the office, and they don't have to live this half life. The person that works 50 weeks a year just to be able to have the 2 weeks for vacation. And you know what happens to most of them nowadays? They don't have a vacation. They have a staycation. They have time off of work, but they don't get to go where they want to go because they're overextended. They've got all this debt. They got all this situation. They hate their alarm clock. They can't sleep until they're done. They have to spend most of their life. They've got all this debt. They got all this situation. They hate their alarm clock. They can't sleep until they're done.
I don't know why the movie isn't playing. I rewinded it in case it was my internet, but it seems to be something about the actual movie.
They have to spend most of their life in traffic. I feel sorry for that group of people because there's a better way. They just don't know it.
You know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for that person who gets diagnosed with cancer and has crappy health insurance. And so they have to fight for every test, every treatment. And what they have access to is subpar. So they die early, years earlier than they'd have to if they had the same healthcare that our senators do. I feel sorry for families who have to look at their budget every month and make decisions like, can my kid have dance lessons, or am I going to get this tooth extracted? There are whole groups of people that our society has put in these shitty situations because we're not allocating resources correctly. All right. I'm trying to get infuriated as we go along, but
I see this really interesting attempt at rugged individuality in a 6x8 rectangle. And I feel like you're all the same, except for the little push pins of the pictures. There's different pictures. Yours is named Jenny and his is named Sujara, but it's the same people.
And this is how they are. And they're just like the zombies, and there's no joy in there. There's no fun. There's always like the wacky woman who decorates her cubicle. And that's the most she can do there. You got to give her credits, right? The wacky cubicle woman.
The basis for their life is worry. I'm worried, you know, maybe I'll get fired. I'm worried maybe my company will go out of business. I'm worried I can't keep spinning the plates on paying the bills. I'm worried about how do I send my kids to college. I'm worried, what if the transmission in my car breaks? That's, you know, 2 or 3, I can't fix it. People live in a sea of worry, and it eats at them.
Those signs that people held up during the Depression didn't say looking for gainful employment in a cubicle. They said looking for work. Work is what we're looking for. Job is just a unit of measurement. Work is what we're going after.
It's time to look in the mirror and say, it's not the economy, it's my economy. It's my little world of where I am. I need to improve. I'm not going to wait for the economy to come back because, frankly, the economy is doing great in this country.
Basically, that whole section reminds me of this meme. Oh. And Eric Worre walking around adding his little commentary is hilarious.
So I'm here on Wall Street, the financial center of the universe, the financial capital of the world. This is where...
I love how self-important the United States is, and people like Eric Worre. Here's the financial center of the world. I don't know. I think there's a few of those.
most people's money goes to at least be held for a time, right? With interest rates in banks being effectively zero, and many experts are predicting it's going to stay at zero for the next 10, 20, even 30 years, people feel like they don't have any choice but to put their future into equities, to put their future into the hands of other people on this stock market, and hope that the stock market goes up, hope that the stocks that their advisors pick or that they pick goes up. That's one way to go, I guess.
You don't have any money in the stock market, Eric Worre. Come on.
It's my personal belief that if you put your future into the hands of yourself, in other words, you have earning power by yourself, I think you're a better investment than these guys.
Okay, though, but okay. So right now I'm earning money, right? I'm in the workforce. I'm 41 years old. I'm making a certain amount of money. That money will not have the same amount of buying power in the future. So ideally, I need to put at least some of my money in an asset that will go up in value, right? And the average, right, stock market return is what, between 7 and 10%. So at the very least, if I take some of my money and put it in the stock market and I earn 8% on it, that at least will climb a little bit with inflation versus if I just park my money somewhere. Come on, Eric Worre, you know better than that.
I think controlling your future is a better option than handing over your retirement to these guys.
How am I going to control my future?
The average household income in the United States is approximately $50,000 a year, what they call the middle class. To reach the top 25% of income earners, you need to earn at least $90,000 a year. To reach the top 10% would be a household income of $140,000, the top 5%, $190,000, and to be in the top 1%, you'd need a combined household income of at least $380,000 a year.
Okay, but this is just the amount of money relative to what other people make, right? So if I make $50,000, and let me use the two places I spend time with as an example. So in Hancock County, Maine, the average home price is over $400,000. Whereas in St. Lawrence County, New York, the average house price is $125,000. Big difference there with what $50,000 can buy you, depending on where you're at in the country. So knowing that I'm making more money relative to other people doesn't really help me if the amount of money I'm making can't buy the things I need to buy where I happen to live.
So here's the question. What do you think would give you the best chance to move up and get to the top 10%, the top 5%, the top 1%?
Who cares if we're at the top percent? Are we in a bathroom? He's got like a shiny area behind him. I feel like I'm in some really weird modern bathroom with him.
Beyond, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many, many experts, the answer is to become an entrepreneur, to become your own boss.
I think you have to be a business owner.
Shut up, Chris Brogan.
I can't. The only time I ever say to someone it'd be great to be an employee is when they've already told me they've surrendered. I only tell people who are wounded spiritually that they should be an employee. And
there's nothing wrong with being an employee. I thought you all would be fascinated to learn. I took a small break just now, and I look up Chris Brogan's profile on LinkedIn. Guess what? Dude is employed. He's the chief of staff of AppFire. The chief of staff role reports directly to the CEO, and the position serves as a strategic advisor to senior and executive leadership of the company, with a mandate to drive the company's major initiatives across the organization. So I guess he gave up because now he is employed by somebody else. Let's continue.
It's that feeling that you get when you pick up the backpack off the little Cub Scout and say, "Don't worry, little guy, we'll get you back to the camp." You know, it is in no way a kindness when I tell someone they'd be a great employee.
The other status symbol really increasingly is lifestyle. I mean, people can own their own business.
That was so condescending. And look how the mighty have fallen, because now he has a job.
maybe even work out of their house. That I tell you, people admire that. Like, gosh, I wish I could do that. The spirit of the entrepreneur is to be a risk taker and to be resourceful and unstoppable and to have a vision of yourself beyond where you are and not willing to settle for life as it is.
Think about the great entrepreneurs. They're visionary. They have heart. They're willing to do today what others won't so they can do tomorrow what others can't.
Personally, I don't think of the new economy, the old economy. I create my own economy.
I love the inspiration music that started in the background of these little sound clips. Here's the thing. Anybody who tells you that you have to do something is full of shit. You have to have kids. You have to be self-employed. You have to live here. You have to go on vacation here. No, you don't have to do anything except what you need to do.
The entrepreneur's in control. I decide what the economy is going to be like.
These people act like when you own your own business, you control everything. And the reality is that clients or customers can come and go. The cost of your goods can go up and you have to adjust your prices. Maybe there's a supply chain issue. Like, stop acting like you just wake up every day and have control of everything. Because I assure you, if you start your own business, you will realize how little control you have over anything.
In the world of entrepreneurship, there are no limits. You can make as much as you want, depending on how much you want to work and how smart you are and how great a team you put together.
There's no more lifetime rewarding business than being an entrepreneur.
Why in America, where anyone could be anything, would people want to give up their freedom and become effectively a modern?
Why would anyone want to give up their freedom? I don't know. You got paid by 2 presidents to be their economic advisors. You had a job.
Day slave told, shut up and be here every morning at 7:30, leave at 5:30, and do what I tell you.
You did that when you were an advisor to the presidents. Come on.
If people decide to become an entrepreneur and work for themselves, they have some traditional options, but they're riskier than you might think.
Any kind of a retail business, retail build-outs is extremely expensive. Even just these small little yogurt stores where they're putting little yogurt machines and you get all the different flavors, you're spending $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 to open a yogurt shop.
I would love to buy a Dunkin' Donuts, but it's $500,000 or so to start. I don't quite have that just in case money.
Okay, starting a restaurant and buying into an expensive franchise.
You can lose it all, and most guys do 2 or 3 times, and even big guys like Branson, because I'm such a fan of his, half his companies don't work. You make $1 million, your problems are going to go. If you make $1 billion, your problems are really going to go. Just the opposite. You and I know when you're making $1 million, you get $1 million in responsibilities. You make $1 billion, you got 1,000 times $1 million responsibilities.
And most people say.
Now, one of these people suggested a service-based business. The Babysitters Club, service-based business. Lawn mowing, graphic design. Basically, if somebody needs something done, you can provide the service. You don't have to buy any inventory. You don't have to have a brick and mortar location. You can scale up as you need to. I would say that kind of business is not spending $400,000 building out a yogurt shop, and it's not investing millions of dollars in a tech company that goes poof. But none of them are going to mention that as a viable option, are they? Why? Because it's actually viable.
I'd love to be my own boss. 70% of Americans would love to be their own boss.
Okay, and he said this in things before. 70% of Americans want to be their own boss. Okay, is it that they want to run their own business, or is it that they want to work from home? Or is it that they want to be paid a living wage? Like, we want to ask, why do you want to start your own business? It's not that they actually want to run a business. It's that they want some of the things that they see small business owners they know being able to have that they don't.
According to recent polls. But they don't know how to get there. Because what are you going to do? One, you could buy an existing business. If somebody's selling an existing business, you have to ask why.
Okay, why would someone want to sell a business? Well, maybe they want to retire. Maybe they want to move to a different area of the country or world. Maybe they have a particular skill set that they want to be able to teach someone and pass on the tradition to the next generation. There's plenty of reasons someone would want to sell a business. It doesn't have to be nefarious.
Usually because it's probably hard. It's probably not making as much money as they hope. 2, they could buy a franchise, a little less risk, proven system, but it's expensive to be able to do that. 3, they could start something from scratch. And that's where a lot of people feel like, I don't have the the chops to do it. I don't have the money. I don't have the product idea. I don't have the expertise. I don't have whatever it's going to take to be able to get there. And I can't risk my family to do it. So fourth, they could become an investor. A lot of people in this town invest.
I don't know what he's in. I think he's in like a boat or something. He's
to try and figure out a way, but you got to be pretty smart with that game too, right?
Venture.
Okay, there's a lot in that starting from scratch, right? Me deciding to mow lawns on the weekend, right, is one side of it. And the other side of that is I'm going to start a large equipment manufacturer where I make tractors, right? There's a fair bit of room in there for obviously more toward the mowing lawns on the weekend end for people to be able to start their own business and make money. But of course, he's not going to mention that, right?
Capitalists who are the very best and most sophisticated in investing in new breakthrough businesses make it on 1 out of 11. That means 10 out of 11 are mediocre or fail. Most of them fail.
And why do most businesses fail? Oh, is it because like the timing has to be right? Is it because the market has to be ready? Is it because there's a lot of luck involved? Yes.
That's the risk there. An angel investor is lucky to get 1 out of 15 or 20.
A business is a team sport. Like I have to have accountants, I have to have engineers, I have to have system designers, I have to have sales, marketing, I have to have accounting, I have to have mission statements, I have to have legal and all that. The average Joe Schmo, even me, I go out there, I don't have the skills to put a business together.
I think the
I know we're watching this, and basically their whole thesis so far is running a business is really hard, but it's something you have to do. Here's the thing. I don't have the knowledge base to have started my business, right? I was a geology and a French major in college, okay? But what I did do is I read a lot of books and I wrote a business plan and I had luck on my side. And I do want to recommend if you want to think about running a small company, this book is called Company of One by Paul Jarvis, and it is very good. And it is basically about how the fact that like we don't all have to scale up like Robert Kiyosaki and have a legal team and a marketing team and all that. We can be a company of one and still have a viable business. So yeah, just wanted to recommend that.
Bottom line for the 4 traditional options is they take money, sometimes a lot of it. They take expertise and they take time. All of that adds up to just too much risk for most people.
I bought a business from somebody else and it was a lot of work. And you start wondering, what did I just buy? Because I guess ultimately I own your email list and I just overpaid for it.
People that start.
Okay, Chris Brogan, I'm sorry that you bought a business that you didn't understand. Listen, when you buy a business, typically it includes digital assets like the email list, but also should include a website. You should have gotten years of financial records showing what the business made. And a lot of times the business owner wants you to be successful in the business. They want to be able to transition it because they want their customers or their clients to be taken care of. So a lot of times you can negotiate them staying on board and helping you transition everybody or get everyone on board with you being the new owner of the business. So don't let Chris Brogan talk you out of buying a business. It can actually work really well for a lot of people.
Start their own business. They spend a lot of money. They spend a lot of time, a lot of effort to get things started.
And then the other thing you can do is sometimes, especially these older people who are retiring, they have money in the bank. So like you can do some kind of payment plan with them or some kind of revenue sharing. It's not buying a business, much like being in our society, isn't like it used to be. I think people are a lot more flexible and looking at a lot more models of how to transition a business than they used to in the past. So yeah, just if you know of a local business and you know somebody who wants to retire and you want to take it over, don't let the fact that you don't have money intimidate you into not having a conversation with them, because they might be able to be flexible with things like payment terms and they might be able to sort of help in other ways if they're more financially established than you, to be able to take over their business and eventually get the payout that they want.
And the more you invest on the upfront, the harder you typically work at it.
I can tell you what the success rate is of a restaurant. If
What is it?
they're crazy enough, about 90% of them fail.
About 90%. In how quickly?
Year or less.
Wow.
And if we're talking non-franchise, we're talking
Sure.
franchise, that's totally different.
Yeah.
But our students aren't getting franchise restaurants.
You got to invest big money.
Exactly. And with someone like McDonald's, you've had to work with the company for a long period of time, really know the
Even have a
business.
chance at investing a
Even
million.
have a chance, and it's a slim chance.
What if?
Yeah, of course, if you take a restaurant, like that's one of the most risky businesses you can start. Notice how they're not talking about, solopreneurs or single operators who run service businesses at all in this entire documentary.
There was a way that you had all the proven aspects, the comfort aspects, and you could still control your own life. What if there was both? In other words, you didn't have to create everything from scratch. You didn't have to be a super leader. All you had to do, what if there was a proven product already? You didn't have to create the product.
Well, then why not just get a sales job then? Just get a sales job, get a base salary plus commission, and sell a high-end product so that when you get those commission checks, they're big.
And there's a proven system already, proven training already.
Yeah, the other salespeople will train you how to sell. They'll train you on the company's products. They'll maybe let you watch them as they do sales calls or webinars or things like that.
Everything except an employer. That was the only thing that you didn't have. Do you think more people would be open to working for themselves in that environment?
Oh, he's so facetious. Also, I love that they're just carrying this red balloon everywhere.
In our search for a better way to make a living, we've come to the conclusion that becoming an entrepreneur is actually safer than being an employee.
Is
And
it?
through our look at the entrepreneurial options, one particular path kept coming up from expert after expert. And I think most people will find it surprising because it's certainly a non-traditional business model. That model is for people to start their own business and become an entrepreneur through the creation of a network marketing business.
So these are people who start network marketing businesses. So the person who decided that they were going to start Monad, or the person who decided they were going to start Plexus. Talking about that guy or those guys?
Some people call it direct selling because the product is being sold directly from the manufacturer to the end consumer, cutting out the middlemen. Other people
They are the middleman.
call it multi-level marketing or MLM because there are multiple levels of commissions paid. The most common term today is network marketing because network marketing best describes using a large group of independent distributors, independent entrepreneurs to move a product or service more efficiently.
So my friend here, Donald Trump, and I, we always write about the network marketing industry. And the reason we
Why isn't Donald Trump or Robert Kiyosaki in a network marketing company themselves? If it makes so much money being a part of one, why aren't they in one?
support the network marketing industry because it really is a business school for entrepreneurs. Because most people come out of school looking for a paycheck. Oh, that's terrible.
Most people got an education and now they think they've increased their earning power, and how dare they want to earn
I
money
went
off
to
it?
network marketing like that. I think if it didn't exist, we should invent it. It is that good.
I think direct selling is a great way to do business today. It's very easy to get into.
Ugh. None of these people are in network marketing. Also, BNI, it's so funny. I have been in multiple groups that use the BNI model but aren't BNI because BNI is so expensive. And you have to have 25 people to start a chapter, and each of those people is paying like $700 a year to be in it. So yeah.
To that industry, and you can be self-employed, be in effect an entrepreneur.
When we see be in effect an entrepreneur, you're not self-employed though. You're getting a 1099 from the company at the end of the year. When I own the company, I don't get a 1099 from the company, okay?
Multi-billionaires adding network marketing companies to their portfolio of companies, that would be a clue. When we see people who are very famous authors and very famous business people endorsing the industry, that would be a clue.
Or they're getting paid by the industry to endorse it, and the only reason they are being paid is because they have a platform. If they're an author, they have readers, or if they're an influencer, they have followers. So these people are making money off of their fan base, and it is gross.
These network marketing companies aren't $50 million companies. They're billions and billions of dollars.
Billions and billions of dollars to the person who owns the company.
They lead the stock market. They're major companies.
When we're going to get it? You know, and you're going to school to work for a paycheck. But if you want to be rich, be an entrepreneur. And network marketing gives you the spirit to be an entrepreneur.
Gives you the spirit, not the structure, not the paycheck, the spirit.
A traditional company will spend up to 50% of their total revenue on marketing. Network marketing companies use a different approach.
Yeah, they exploit people to do the marketing for free.
Instead of having all that extensive marketing expense, they utilize a network of independent distributors to do the marketing for them.
For free.
Now, why do they do this?
Because it's free.
First, because word of mouth advertising is so much more effective today than traditional media advertising. Second, some products need to be explained or demonstrated, and an independent salesperson can do that more effectively than an ad campaign. Third, it's completely efficient.
It's free for the companies.
The company only pays for the marketing of their product if a sale happens and not before. Imagine if Amazon allowed you to become an independent distributor and paid out 40% of its revenue to that distributor group.
Amazon has something called affiliates, and a lot of companies do affiliate marketing, which is a commission-only sales situation. But the difference between affiliates and network marketing is that I don't have to buy into the business to be an affiliate for it. I can just sign up for an Amazon affiliate account, and they give me a percentage of each sale that I make with the links that I share to the products. With network marketing, I have to pay some kind of startup cost, and typically I have to do a certain volume of sales to stay in the program, which means that if I don't make the sales, I have to buy the products myself. So very different. A similar idea, but very different in execution and much more expensive to the person joining a network marketing company than someone signing up to be an affiliate for a company.
All you had to do as a distributor was recommend a product. And if a person bought it on Amazon, Amazon would take care of all the logistics and you'd get paid for bringing the customer.
You already do that. They just don't give you 40% for it.
Now imagine you got paid for every purchase that customer made for the rest of their lives.
So what? Like if they needed one product one time, okay, why do they have to keep buying stuff?
Well, Amazon doesn't offer this option, but network marketing companies do.
Yep. Once someone signs on, they got to keep buying things from you for the rest of their lives. That sounds viable.
85% of all buying decisions in our society are made as a result of word of mouth or reputation.
We're recommending things to each other all the time. You know, who's your dentist? Who's your doctor? Who's your lawyer? What detergent, are you using? What
None of those are network marketing companies.
legal system are you using? What product are you using? We're talking to each other about the things that we love anyway.
When you go into a big box retailer, you're lucky if the clerk looks you in the eye, much less gives you any detailed or accurate information about what you're purchasing.
Yes, you are not going to consistently have a great customer experience in the store, but you're also not going to have great customer service with every network marketing representative you run into either.
So of course, this personal information, this education coming from a friend, a neighbor, a relative, or even a stranger, but one who has experience with the product is extraordinarily valuable.
As a matter of fact, network marketing can educate consumers probably better than any other form of marketing. It certainly can do better than advertising because advertising usually has a certain hype to it and you can only get limited information. So, network marketing trumps advertising.
If you were a typical sales company and you wanted to sell $1 million a month worth of product, you might go find 100 superstar salespeople. The quota would be $10,000 a month. So network marketing as a distribution system just flips the numbers.
Flips the numbers so that you have 10,000 or 100,000 salespeople that are all making like couple $100 a year or sometimes less. Sometimes they're losing money. Actually, a lot of time they're losing money.
So we use 10,000 happy, raving fans of a particular product. And we don't concern ourselves so much with how much product each one of them individually sells. If they sell just $100 or $200 a month, and there's 10,000 of them, you're selling $1 million to $2 million a month worth of product.
Yeah, and you've got a quota that they have to maintain. So if they don't sell it, they have to buy it themselves, or they have to lose their rank or whatever.
And that's the best way I can explain how network marketing works.
This is the marketing arm of the company. There's not money being wasted on bricks and mortar. There's not money being wasted on inventory that's sitting stagnant somewhere. There's not of employees standing around that don't have customers. These are people that are going to connect with customers.
These companies allow
These are people who can connect with customers that you don't have to pay any money to.
people to become independent distributors for extremely low cost and with no minimum time or sales quota. Essentially, they own their own business and can provide as much or as little sales as they choose. In other words, the distributor gets all the benefits of traditional business ownership without the risk.
No. There are plenty of benefits that I have as a real small business owner that people who are 1099 workers for a network marketing company don't have. For example, I can do what's called a SEP IRA. And this is an IRA specifically for self-employed people that allows me to put more money away than I'm allowed to as an individual. And it allows my company to match it at a certain level. Now, something I have to do if I do a SEP IRA is I have to give everybody in the company the same match. So for example, if I match myself 5%, I would have to match all my employees 5% as well. So clearly that works better if you're, a small company, or if it's just like you and your partner in a company or something like that. But all this to say is that there's tons of structures that you can take advantage of as a business owner, whether they're tax havens, whether they're business write-offs, that you cannot do as a 1099 worker.
The advantage of network marketing is the ease of entry, the low risk, and the low startup cost, because almost everything else has very high risk.
Almost everything else, not service-based small businesses.
You can get in for a minimal investment. You're buying into a system that's already been proven, products or services that have been proven to work.
The keys to network marketing is providing an opportunity for the masses to get involved, providing an opportunity for the average person who doesn't have the resources to start their own business.
All of this so far is fairly straightforward, but network marketing offers another benefit, and it's this benefit that makes it so interesting for entrepreneurs. Network marketing allows a distributor to build their own network of other distributors and then compensates them on the sales created by that entire group.
Direct selling is, at its base, very simple. It's the sale of a product or service to an individual on a face-to-face, one-on-one basis, just the way we're talking right now. But there's an important element as well, and that's the offering in conjunction with that sale of product, the offering of an opportunity for someone to make something of themselves.
No matter what your social status is, no matter what language that you speak, I mean, look how many unbelievable people are becoming successful that speak every kind of language out there. What an awesome gift to give the world.
People are being successful by speaking different languages. Okay, but like, what does that have to do with network marketing?
Instead of having to work your way up in a system and prove that you could be a sales manager, they just decided everybody can be a sales manager.
Yeah, everyone can be a sales manager, but you have to find, hire, motivate, and train your entire staff. Whereas if you were a salesperson in a company and you had salespeople underneath you, the company would be taking care of that and would be paying you to do so.
Everybody gets to build a sales team from day one. And so what that brought into the system of growth as a direct selling company is the concept of compounding or geometric progression. Because now you can actually grow Salesforce very quickly because everybody is enrolling people in their own sales.
All right, they're acting like you can enroll people as fast as you can type. Okay, if you're watching this video and you want to leave a comment, I want you to comment how many companies you've been recruited into ever and how many people you were able to recruit into the company. I'm betting the numbers are pretty low. And so this little distribution network you're building has the ability to go poof at any moment as people decide, oh, I can't sign enough people on, or I'm not selling enough, and they're dropping out, which affects your paycheck. Now, if I work with other people and my friend, that I work with gets a job somewhere else, that doesn't affect how much money I make. Like, there's a fundamental weird thing that whoever is in the company or inside the company affects how much money I make. That's weird to me.
People who are like, oh, this is weird, I'm building a sales team. Or what do you think you do at a regular company? How do you?
You just do your job at a regular company. Most people are not in sales roles at their regular company. They're web designers, or they're customer service representatives, or they're teachers, or they're doctors. Like, they do their job. They're not in charge of selling anything.
I think a regular company works.
Network marketing is the only industry that doesn't say your past determines your future. It looks at your past and says, okay, now what can we train you to do so you can have a great future? Every other employer out there wants to exploit you for what you already know, not teach you something new.
That's not true. I train people all the time. If anyone is watching this who has worked for me, please leave a comment. I provide all kinds of training, and any good employer will, because we want our staff to feel like they can do the job well and are doing it to the level of quality and all that we want done as their boss, right? Come on, as if companies don't train their workers.
Network marketing has the potential to save the United States and the world.
It has the potential to save the world. Okay, but it's not doing that yet. And if there are more people in network marketing companies now than ever before, why isn't that turning around the economy if it has the potential to?
Because it's going to teach people not to be employees, but to be entrepreneurs.
No, being in network marketing does not teach you to be self-employed. And I know this because I'll talk to people who I know were in network marketing companies or are in network marketing companies about what I think are like basic business stuff. So I'll be like, oh my God, I forgot to send in my estimated quarterly taxes. And they're like, you have to pay estimated quarterly taxes? And I'm like, I don't know how you're paying your taxes, but like, yeah, I have to do that. Now I'm on payroll though, so I don't have to do that. And they're like, payroll? You have payroll? And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, no, network marketing prepares you to sell the products, theoretically anyway, right? They're not preparing you to own your own business because they want you to stay in the network marketing company. So no, they're not giving you the tools to start your own business. There goes the balloon.
According to the Direct Selling Association, if you add up all the network marketing companies around the world, they combine to do over $178 billion a year in retail sales.
In sales, this is gross, not net.
To give you an idea of how big that really is, the NFL, the National Football League, does approximately $9 billion a year. The music industry does a little more than $16 billion a year, and the movie industry does about $80 billion a year. Using a conservative average, network marketing companies pay their distributors about 40% of that $178 billion in the form of commissions.
Okay, though. But how much have those distributors paid to be in the company?
Which adds up to more than $71 billion a year. That's almost $6 billion a month. It's almost $200 million in commissions.
Okay, these numbers are big and wow, but how many people is this amount of money distributed across? Do you see how they're like showing some numbers and they're definitely glossing over other ones? Yeah, I noticed too.
Commissions every single day. So it's certainly working, and people are making serious money in network marketing.
With the growth of the direct selling.
Who is making serious money in network marketing? But look at the income disclosure statements that are provided by these companies, and you'll see that a majority of people are either losing money or just breaking even. They're not making money. Like less than 3% of people make money in network marketing. So that means that billions of dollars that are coming in are coming mainly from the distributors, and it's gross.
Industry over the last 10, 15, 20 years. We've seen a broader understanding of the channel. We have seen more and more people getting involved in the business. So our penetration in the marketplace has increased, and thus the understanding in the marketplace of who we are has increased. And we've seen non-direct selling companies look at the direct selling model and say, something's going on there. People are making money. Companies are being profitable. Individuals are being motivated. Product is being delivered to market.
Individuals are being motivated. Not individuals are making money, but they're being motivated.
Maybe we should explore this.
Some people think only the people at the top make money.
Yes.
Well, let's take a look at that as well.
Let's look at it.
In the network marketing profession, there are roughly 500 people in the world who earn over $1 million a year. If you round that number up to $2 million a year, that adds up to about $1 billion a year. That takes the $71 billion paid out each year down to $70 billion. So where does the rest of the money go? The vast majority goes to part-time people making anywhere from a few $100s a month to many thousands of dollars a month.
All right. So if 98% of network marketing revenue goes to everyday people, how many people are in network marketing? If you know how many people are making over $1 million, you probably know how many people total are in network marketing. Why aren't you telling us that, Eric Worre? Is it because the math would not look very good?
It goes to people who choose to make it a full-time career move and earning even more than that. Every day, people are using.
They earn even more than that, but we're not going to tell you how much. We're not going to tell you how much the average person earns in network marketing. Just that there's 500 people who make over $1 million.
The money they earn through network marketing to pay off debt, have more fun, and improve the quality of their lives.
Imagine if I told you that there is 500 marketers in the world who make over $1 million, and I want you to join me in the marketing industry. You'd be like, okay, though, but okay, I understand that there's people who make a lot of money, but what about like the rest of marketers? How much do they make? That's the next logical question, right?
Everyone I know in network marketing has been doing that since the 50s. They go to work when they want to go to work. They stop working when they want to take time with their children to have a leisurely breakfast and discuss issues and driving to school. They go back to work when they get home, wherever they're working out of.
Why aren't you in a network marketing company then? Why are you advising presidents if network marketing is so much more profitable?
Biggest thing that I've seen is people that have become much happier in their life.
MLM has
They become happy in their life, but do they make any money? Can they sustain their lifestyle?
probably made more millionaires of more people in more countries. And I've spoken to them in 67 countries than any other single form of business.
Probably that I've spoken to are key phrases in this.
Starting from nothing.
If they have a choice between working a job for the next 10 years or working a network marketing business for the next 10 years, the result of working the network marketing business will be better.
A lot of people with
facts, stats to back you up
in the industry go on and make this a career and do extremely well at it.
Why aren't you in network marketing then, Kim? Oh, right, because your husband is the rich dad, poor dad guy.
Network marketing has been nothing but good for everyone I know that's been involved with it because they did it seriously and they played full out and they've been very successful. It's been a constant
Imagine that a rich guy runs into other rich guys. Shocker.
barrage of success stories and people showing off stuff they got as a result of it.
How many people are involved? Approximately 16 million Americans and 96 million people around the world are currently participating in network marketing.
All right, are we going to do some math here? Because I'm ready to do it if he's not.
And in a recent poll, 82% of those people report a good, very good, or excellent experience.
But how are only 3% of them making money then? So a good result. Okay, good results might be I made some friends, or I have good professional development opportunities, or I've increased my marketing skills, right? These are all outcomes that could be successful, right? If framed the right way. All right. Wonder why Eric Worre didn't do the math? Me too. So I did it for us. Ready? It's on the screen right now. $70 billion a year produced by network marketing companies. 96 million people worldwide are inside of network marketing companies. If we divide that up, that makes $729.17 per year. Per year. Who can live on $729 a year? That's average. So some people are going to make more than that, but you know what? That also means some people are going to make less than that. So stop acting like this is an amazing opportunity, because oftentimes the kits just to join are like $100, and you're going to spend $100 and a ton of time and energy to make $729 in a year. No thanks, man. I'd rather have my job and my sad life. Oh wait, that was Chris Brogan. He got a job. So I guess he's sad now. So sorry, Eric, the math ain't mathin'. And there's a reason you didn't do the math for us.
With network marketing. So people are happy.
Walking up this mountain in my sharkskin suit with the red balloon.
So I've taken a look at the network marketing profession and really tried to understand why so many people are confused as to the validity of this as a business.
It's because we can do math. It's because we went to 3rd grade and learned how to divide things.
One is this pyramid shape. People get really messed up with this pyramid.
We get messed up by the pyramid shape because why would we have to recruit people into our job? It's so weird.
One of those pyramid things.
So I just think there are a lot of haters out there who really don't understand the industry and say, "Oh, it's a get rich quick scheme." It's a pyramid.
Les Brown, are you in a network marketing company? I don't think you are.
Well, corporate America is a pyramid scheme. You know what I mean? It goes like this.
Robert Kiyosaki, are you in a network marketing company?
You have thousands of MBAs, let's say working for Ford or General Motors or Coca-Cola. If all these
I bet they're not making $726 a year.
MBAs, they're all trying to get to here. That's a pyramid. Only one guy's going to make it. Every 10 years, one's going to make it.
One's going to make it to like making $1 million, but the rest of them are going to get paid a living wage.
Whereas you look at network marketing, it's like this. So you're here and your job is to develop other CEOs coming up behind you. So it's an inverse pyramid.
In network marketing, it's
or a shrug.
A very simple concept. If you sell product, you get paid. It is paid based on production. There is no first mover's advantage. There is no investment component where the more somebody spends, the more they're entitled to make. So the two are polar opposites of each other.
That's why he's a lawyer and not in network marketing.
It doesn't matter what shape the company is or the compensation plan is shaped, whether it's a circle or a pyramid.
And this is why this guy is the president of the Direct Selling Association and not in a network marketing company himself.
Or a triangle or a trapezoid, it doesn't matter.
He collects a salary in this position.
Compensation is coming primarily from recruitment, then you've got a problem. On the other hand, if an operation is basing their compensation to participants on the basis of sales, even when those sales are generated by people you've recruited, well, then you're a perfectly legitimate enterprise. That's the legal test. It's the practical test.
Another
legal test.
issue that's been true in the past that is no longer true now is people used to be in network marketing loaded up with products that they couldn't sell, and they ended up a loser. They ended up with a bunch of product in their...
Then why do I see in Facebook Marketplace all these people who are trying to get rid of a bunch of LuLaRoe or a bunch of Mary Kay or a bunch of product that they can't sell? If this is still happening today, it might be happening less, but that doesn't mean that it's not happening at all.
Their garage, they had a bunch of products sitting in their kitchen shelves or whatever, and they thought they could sell it, and then they weren't willing to or able to sell it, and they ended up with a bunch of stuff, and they were bitter about it.
They weren't willing or able to. Oh, fuck off, Eric Worre. I'm sure they tried to sell it.
There was this thing called front loading where you had to buy if you bought $25,000 worth of product, you got better commissions and all this.
They still have that to this day. You can, if you buy more, you get like a product discount or you get more points or something. Like there is an incentive to buy more product generally if you're a distributor.
Today, it's almost all done by computer. It's direct mail comes from a warehouse somewhere else. You don't have to have all this inventory. You don't have to stock up. It's a paperless world now. Most of it's done online. You have a back office. It really works. And I mean, the technology has changed everything.
Is that why you're in a network marketing company, Jack Canfield?
Third issue is people start talking about 99% of people in network marketing don't make any money. Well, we've talked about that over the course of this journey together.
But you didn't show how much money they made. I had to do the math for you to show how much money these 96 million distributors are making. Shall we show it again? $70 billion divided by 96 million people is $729. And I rounded up. It's like 0.166666. I rounded up to 0.17. Come on. Yeah, we did the math. That's why.
Almost $200 million a day is being paid out to network marketing distributors around the world.
The naysayers, the people who say that.
Yeah. 200 million a day to... Wait a minute. You guys, $200 million a day are being paid to distributors everywhere. 200 million a day divided by 96 million distributors is $2.08. That's right. every day, you could be making on average, which means some of you might make less than this, of $2.08. And Eric Worre wants you to shout from the freaking rooftops about it. God.
That it doesn't work are usually the ones who just don't know how to make it work for themselves.
How do
And so
you-
they're giving you an opinion. And I tell people, don't confuse people's opinions with expertise, because opinions are free. And don't confuse sincerity with the truth, because people could be sincerely wrong.
This guy isn't even in a network marketing company. If he believes in it so much, why doesn't he go join one?
Here's the reality inside of network marketing. The vast majority of people that get involved in network marketing just become customers, and they get involved to be able to purchase product at a lower price.
So are they in it to be entrepreneurs, or are they in it to buy cheaper products? Now that the numbers aren't really in your favor, you're kind of changing your story there, Worre.
If you take Costco as an example.
Don't defame my Costco like that.
If a person goes into Costco and gets a membership to Costco, so
for $40 a year, they get a membership. And you can buy a $1.50 hot dog. And apparently the rotisserie chicken is amazing.
so they can get a lower price on the product, we don't call that person a loser because they have a bunch of product that they walked out with a smile on their face.
Yeah, and Costco pays a living wage and has great benefits for people. And it has quality products that it tests. Oh, don't defame Costco with your stupid comparison.
Yet when some people want to take a look at network marketing, they say, well, those people, they're just using the product and they aren't earning an income, so they must be a loser. They're not a loser, they're a happy customer. That's the vast majority of people that are involved in network marketing.
So this documentary is called Rise of the Entrepreneur. And you've just said that a majority of people are joining network marketing to have cheaper products. Yeah, this documentary is just further solidifying my anti-MLM stance
Now,
here.
a smaller percentage of those people decide to go build a business. They earn $300 a month, $500 a month, $1,000, $2,000.
$2.08 a day.
That's the bulk of earnings in network marketing. And then there's the few that really decide to take it serious, really decide to build a large network, really work to make that network very, very productive. And those people make huge amounts of money and there's no cap.
What I do as an outside economist, just somebody looking at this industry like any other industry I speak in and say, look, what's the realities of this? 1% do incredibly well. 10% generate some additional income at pretty low risk and effort. That's not
pretty low risk and effort and pretty low income.
And 90% of people roughly end up customers.
One thing that I think
So is it a viable business opportunity, or is it that 10% of people can make money at it? Like, what is it?
Is real when it comes to...
Because remember, 90% of restaurants close after a year, 10% survive. So it sounds like you have a 10% chance in making money in a network marketing company, according to this economist.
People's perceptions about network marketing is people put this, and distributors, I think, involved in network marketing have some responsibility for this. They have sometimes unrealistic claims about the product or about the income.
Most people who become distributors, they want the money, they want to be successful, but they don't have the skills. They don't know what to do. And when people don't know what to do and they're in a new business, they're scared. And when they're scared, they panic and desperation kind of sets in. So they think everyone they talk to has to get in. So if I talk to you and you say, well, no, I don't have time to do that. They're like, no, I need you. You have to do this or I won't be successful. So I start clawing on you. I start that desperation. So then I start making claims about the product, which are not appropriate, probably not even true. Or I start saying, oh, let me show you how you can make all this money and you don't have to do anything, Eric. And so you just totally misrepresent the opportunity, and you're clingy with people because you think you need everybody to be successful, and you don't.
You know, one of the messages that I try to deliver most forcefully to companies as well as salespeople in direct selling is that you don't have to overpromise.
The reality is in network marketing, there's a lot of hard work involved. There's a lot of effort. You're going to have to develop yourself. It's a business like anything else. It's going to take some time, but in my opinion, it's better.
You just said one of the cons of traditional business ownership is that it took time to make money and you needed to develop skills. Well, it sounds like in network marketing, you have to do the same thing. So other than making a very low amount of money for doing a ton of work, what does network marketing have to offer me if I need to manage my expectations? But 5 or 10 minutes ago, you were throwing all these very big numbers on the screen. Make it make sense. Just me hiking with my suit and my red balloon.
It's light years better for people starting today than it was even 5 years ago.
Okay, so manage your expectations, but it's better now than it ever was. I don't know. Why don't you just pick a lane and stick in it?
I think it's more widely accepted now, and people understand it is a business. It is being an entrepreneur. It is being a business owner.
Oh, yeah. People really think network marketing is a totally legit business, and it's more accepted now than ever before. Just keep telling yourself that.
Belief system is based upon our evaluation of something. And frequently, if we reevaluate a situation, our belief about that situation will change.
The industry has changed and it's grown up. It's totally transformed.
You've got young people today that have grown up with social media, and they understand networks. They understand how people are connected through technology, and they understand how money flows through those networks. So when they see network marketing, they don't see it the way their parents saw it.
And we've all learned, the larger industry that you represent, has all learned from those mistakes and flaws and errors that have happened early on. Early algorithms didn't work the right way. That's all fixed.
It's like when they do.
It's all fixed, guys. Every problem a network marketing company has ever had is now fixed. Thanks to Chris Brogan, who is not in network marketing or part of a network marketing company.
Design a computer program. They design the program, then they run it, and then they go back through and they debug it. The MLM industry has been debugged.
Don't compare MLMs to coding either. Ugh. First Costco, then coding. Stop trying to ruin
This
things
is a
I
day
like.
of being virtual, being able to run a business from your mobile phone. I mean, it's incredible.
It's incredible to run a business from your mobile phone. Notice how she really didn't say anything about network marketing. So I think some of these clips are taken and sort of cut together interestingly, because it doesn't mention network marketing, MLMs, or I'm not saying some of them do, but some of them definitely don't. Do you notice that?
Getting smarter. They're implementing more consumer protections. They're implementing more compliance training. They're doing more with respect to product research.
If you do get involved and you make purchases of inventory, even on a voluntary basis, if you decide that this business is not for you, you can leave and have that inventory repurchased by the company.
Really? They make it so easy for you to do that?
There's no other business that offers that kind of protection on a voluntary, self-regulatory basis.
Self-regulatory basis. So I have rules that are self-regulated, which means that no one else regulates them. So how valuable is that? Also, this thing we keep cutting to with him and the balloon is hilarious.
If you decide to look further into a network marketing business in order to generate more cash flow for your family, I would recommend reviewing the following 4 elements. First is the product or service. And on the product or service, I would ask 5 important questions. 1, do you like it? Is it something you would feel comfortable sharing with others? 2, is there a recognized need in the marketplace? It's hard to create a need if one isn't naturally there. Third, does the product meet that need? Does it solve a legitimate problem for consumers? And fourth, is it priced to sell?
I said there was 5 questions.
Can it compete in the marketplace? And fifth, is it priced for profit? Is there enough margin for the company and the distributor to be able to generate income for the long term?
If someone doesn't have any kind of business background, how are they supposed to evaluate that? I know you're just putting the questions on the screen and just check marking them off like it's met the criteria, but how are people supposed to know that? What resources are you going to give them into examining that? Maybe I'll go through an example now. That would be good. Like, here's an example product, and let's go through these questions together.
If you can answer the questions on the product to your satisfaction, the next element to consider.
Oh, so we're not going to do an example. Got it. So you're going to ask these sort of market research, profit-based questions without him giving you any sort of resources so that you have the knowledge to actually be able to evaluate it. Got it.
Is the company itself. Is it well run? Do you believe in the founders or the management team? Do you feel they have what it takes to go all the way? See, it doesn't matter how good the product is if the management can't take care of the company.
Also, you might want to ask yourself, has this company operated under a different name? Because what a lot of these companies do is they kind of burn everything to the ground and then they reemerge, rebranded with a new company name as if nothing happened. So add that question to your list.
Good management can change with the times. They can handle adversity. They can make good decisions. Make sure you choose a company that can serve you for a long time.
Wait a minute, I'm choosing a company and there's a management team, but I'm not on the management team? I thought this was my company. Isn't this my own company? Wouldn't I be on the management team? Oh, right, it's
the third
not.
element to consider is the compensation plan. And with that, there are 3 important things to look at. First, a brand new person needs to be able to generate some money fairly quickly. It may be an obvious reason, but you can probably imagine the ripple effect of a distributor getting involved and having even a small victory fast. That can only help with the overall success of the organization. Second, a person should be able to develop a moderate part-time income.
How will you know this is happening? It's not like the company like releases, there's an income disclosure statement, but it's pretty general.
In a reasonable period of time. As they develop their network and as their sales grow, they should be able to enjoy more benefits. And third, for the people who are really serious, for those who decide to really go pro in the network marketing profession, there should be the possibility to make a serious full-time income if they work hard.
Okay, first of all, the margin on the bottom is like hitting the bottom. At the top, there's room. It's bugging me. I love how he plugged his own company name in there, GoPro. But how will we know the answer to any of these questions? Like I said, all we get from the companies is an income disclosure statement, and distributors aren't allowed to make income claims, right? Theoretically. So the distributors themselves can't tell us how much money they're making. So we're just relying on the income disclosure statements of the company that says like, oh, there's 2,000 people who make $500 a year and there's, 10,000 people who make $300 a year. Like, how are we supposed to know this? Because what they're going to tell you if the numbers are low is, oh, those people are only in it because they want the discount on the product. There is no way for you to actually answer these questions at all.
Hard and are committed to developing their skills. If you're comfortable with the product, the company, and the compensation plan, the last thing you should look at is the support that will be made available to you. Does the company have a website? Does it have a solid online reporting tool? Do they have comprehensive training available? Do they host events to help you build your business? If you decide to do this, what kind of a support system can you plug into?
Support might also be some kind of base salary. That would be an excellent way to support a team member who's joining your company. Oh, right. They don't do that.
Choosing a network marketing company is a personal decision. But evaluating the 4 elements of product, company, compensation plan, and support is a great place to start.
Is the company promising that you're going to get rich quick or that you can make a lot of money without a lot of effort? That's a red flag. Is there a product that you really believe in that you think can be sold? Or are you being told by salespeople or the person who's trying to recruit you or by the company itself that don't worry about the product? All you have to do is recruit other people into the business. Red flag.
Yeah, but most of these companies, you make majority of your money from recruitment.
Warning sign. If you're hearing that, take a second or even a third look.
Get to know the customers, the products, the business, have some success, and see where the opportunities might take you to move up in the organization.
I want to find out, how concerned are they about my education, my training, and my development? Is there a space for me to grow? Most important question.
Learn everything that you can about the product. Make sure it's something that you believe in, and learn everything you can about the industry and work that system.
You have to.
The other thing you have to look at is what else is in the market. So, for example, let's say you liked Monat shampoo for whatever reason, right? And why don't you look at shampoos that are a similar price point in the marketplace. How much are they selling? How is the, size bottle different from the size bottle of the thing you're selling? What ingredients does it have that's the same or different than your shampoos? What kind of hair does it seem to be good for? What do the reviews online look like? What I find with a lot of these products in MLMs is that the product is like okay, but the price point is so much higher. And if you're not sure, you can just look up Monat shampoo dupe or whatever product and then the word dupe, D-U-P-E, and see what other people are talking about online. There might be a very similar shampoo that is like half the price, and that's what everyone's buying and talking about online. So don't just look at your own company to see information about the product. Look at the products that are in the market that are not with the network marketing company you're considering.
Be very passionate about whatever that company is doing.
I would get involved. You can always test drive anything, the product, the service, the community.
You don't get your enrollment fee back though. And some of these companies have like a $200 or sometimes a $500, starter pack. And yeah, you can get your money back, but you have to like ship everything back, or you can only return things that are unopened. Usually the return policy is kind of bullshit.
And then lean into it a bit. If it feels good, then lean into it a lot.
Behind me is the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, God.
And this is a place where Martin Luther King Jr. had his famous I Have a Dream speech.
Oh, no, don't do this, Eric Worre.
And at that speech, he talked about his dream for equality for everyone around the world. And that's a noble dream. But I think more people need to remember what it was like when they were kids and the dream was still alive in them before it got beaten out of them by reality, by this.
Yeah, because everyone dreams of selling overpriced supplements and recruiting their family and friends into their downline.
Paycheck, by these responsibilities, and by having to live for this job to pay the bills. I think people need to remember that, go back to that. Once they know that there's a better way, I think their future is going to be much brighter. They can live a better life.
You can also say that the thing you do for work is your paycheck and that your dream is something else. So maybe you go and you have your 9-to-5 job, whatever, right? And then maybe on the side, you're playing music, or you're like working on your first book, or you're doing something else that excites you. Sometimes a job can just be a job and it's fine. I don't get why these people are like, oh, and you can live your dream. And it's like, okay, because what? Everyone's dream is selling products for another company? No, everyone's dream is to run their own business. Everyone I know who's running their own business and feels like it's their dream, and I include myself in this list, is like, I like the work that I do. And I hope that comes through in these videos. I like marketing. I like working with small business owners. I like helping people. I enjoy my work. So I think a business can work if you enjoy the work, but I don't think most people enjoy selling products and recruiting people, because if they did, they would have sales jobs and they would make a ton more money than they would in a network marketing company. Oh, the balloon. Are we on the top of the mountain yet?
So if you're considering getting involved in a network marketing company, let me offer you just a few pieces of advice.
Okay.
First, network marketing isn't perfect. It's emotional. It's challenging. Like any entrepreneurial venture, it can have its up days and its down days. But if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, it's just better. Second, if you're going to do it, decide to be professional. Decide to go pro. It's better to do that than just be this amateur sticking your toe in the water. Third, as any professional, you're going to have to learn some new skills. And I promise you, inside of the network marketing profession, they're not too difficult to learn. Fourth, like anything worthwhile, it's going to take some time. Don't expect that you're going to get to the finish line right out of the gate. And fifth, it's worth it. It's worth it to be able to take charge of your life again. It's worth it to be able to control your own financial situation. It's worth it for the people you're going to be able to spend time with. It's worth it for the things you're going to be able to see and the experiences you're going to be able to experience. It's worth it for the causes you're going to be able to contribute to, the lives you're going to be able to touch, the customers you're going to be able to help, the friendships you're going to be able to develop. I promise you.
You can touch lives and give to good causes and develop friendships without joining a network marketing company. You can do all of these things in the life that you have right now. And if you want to make a little extra money, start a service-oriented side business.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Remember, most people are searching for answers just like you are. But I do have to tell you the catch to network marketing.
Okay.
If there is a catch, if you want to understand this from an emotional point of view, people say, well, it sounds too good to be true. It's not. It's
No, it
hard
doesn't.
work.
It does not sound too good to be true. It sounds like a freaking nightmare.
But here's the catch. Most people still don't understand it. So you're going to have to endure the loss of social esteem from ignorant people.
You're going to have to endure the loss of social esteem from ignorant people. Okay, so this means like, you know, the most valuable thing in the world to you, like your relationships, are going to suffer. So he's preparing you for that. And I don't know of one job that has compromised my personal relationships, that like one normal job that I've had. And I can even include this business that I have, this marketing company, does not compromise my moral integrity or the relationships I have in my life. I'm pretty sure of that.
The uneducated will think less of you. Now, if you can handle that, you're on your way. If that's going to destroy you, you know what? Entrepreneurship in general probably isn't in your future.
You're such a condescending asshole. Eric Worre, I got zero grief for starting my business. Why? Because it didn't involve recruiting other people. It did not involve exploiting my personal relationships and did not financially or otherwise ruin me. That's why nobody has a problem with my business, and why I have friends who own businesses, and I don't think their family or friends have problems with it either. So if society has a problem with the kind of business you run, you have to ask yourself why that is objectively.
If you can face that catch, you can become unstoppable.
I want everyone to really contemplate this if they're not in network marketing. You're in a job, you probably have a mortgage, you have rent, you have debt, whatever's going on. You're in a prison.
You work just hard enough.
If you're not in network marketing, you have debt and stuff and you're in a prison. Okay, it sounds like regardless of whether you're in network marketing or not, you're imprisoned by the money that you owe, right? Generally. Again, every time they cut to her, notice that she's not saying anything pro about joining network marketing. She's just saying some general economic things that can't be tied to network marketing. I think that's on purpose.
To keep them from firing you, and they pay you just enough to keep you from quitting. Come on! I've been there, done that, and bought that t-shirt.
In network marketing, if you run into failure, it's really just a homework lesson for yourself. There's no one to blame.
You really have no excuse.
You have no excuse to not do well in network marketing. You hear that? You hear that 97% of people who lose money in network marketing, it's all your fault. Oh, no, it's not that the system is against you. It's not that the products you sell are too expensive. It's not that you're making money for the people who own the company and you're making $2 a day on average. Nope, it's just all your fault. We're just going to gloss over all the systematic and economic issues that network marketing has and just put the blame solely on you. That sounds super healthy.
Excuse not to be successful. We just don't. People don't want to hear that, but there's so much.
They don't want to hear it because it's not true. And a lot of people have tried to be successful and haven't been. That's why they don't want to hear it, because they know it's not true.
Available to you.
If you want to be a good network marketer, be a student to the people above you, be a fellow traveler to the people on the same level, and be a teacher to those below, and know when it's appropriate to do which. People who are not afraid of asking people to buy things, or not afraid of persuading people with a chance they may say no, these people own the future.
Nothing happens until
salespeople own the future. Notice that he didn't say people who do this within the network marketing structure. He just says, if you can sell something or you can convince someone to consider buying something, you own the future. That has nothing to do with network marketing.
something moves. So you got to go move. You got to go do something, or nothing's going to change in your
You have to do something different or nothing's going to change in your life. Again, not a direct endorsement of network marketing.
life.
In the beginning, you're going to do a lot of things that you don't get paid for. But as you go down the road, you get paid for a lot of things that you don't do.
And your job is rehabilitate the spirit, the entrepreneur spirit in all of us.
Your job is to rehabilitate the entrepreneurial spirit in all of us. Okay, so basically he's saying like, you need to make the people who work underneath you in the network marketing company feel like they're running a business.
Back.
Either give it a strong yes or a strong no, but no wishy-washy, dilly-dally stuff in the middle.
Strong yes or a strong no. Again, she did not use the word network marketing in that whatsoever.
There's dreams and there are nightmares, but I believe that the biggest nightmare of all is when you don't pursue your dream.
The biggest nightmare you have is when you don't pursue your dreams. All of these quotes could be said very generally about many things besides network marketing.
You're going to see some monumental growth in this profession. It's an exciting, exciting time to be involved with the network marketing profession. The next 10 years, I see just exponential growth.
When that tipping point comes, it's not a matter of asking somebody, have you ever heard about network marketing? You're really asking them, which company are you building your wealth in?
We are here to fix the world, to improve relationships with other people, to improve other lives.
How does it improve relationships with other people to try to sell them something all the time?
And the real reward comes as an entrepreneur in any level from teaching somebody something and watching them soar. There is no greater reward.
You can teach someone something without joining a network marketing company. Again, all these quotes can be put in isolation to talk about something entirely different than what this documentary is about. My God, is he going to reach the top of the mountain or... Oh,
Life's
thank
too
God.
short to spend it living someone else's dream instead of your own.
Don't let go of the balloon. Don't let go of it, Eric.
It's too short to spend it living at a fraction of your potential.
Oh, a whale's going to swallow that. Don't drop it.
And being an entrepreneur be a challenge at times? Sure. But here's what you get in exchange. It can be yours. Something that you built, something that you created, something that
You didn't build or create a network marketing company. You joined a network marketing company.
you made happen. This balloon represents your dream. It represents entrepreneurship. My wish for all of you.
So see what he did there? He said, this balloon represents your dreams. It represents entrepreneurship. So he connected your dream to entrepreneurship, even if you have never expressed an interest in owning your own business.
Is that you would reach out and grab it. The choice is up to you.
Don't, no! Some whale's gonna swallow that, you jerk. God. The sun behind him. The sun behind him. Oh my God, this shot. Imagine being the videographer on this documentary. Oh my God, the drugs that would be involved.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the film.
All right, so did that feel like 25 minutes to you? Probably not, because I kept talking, but I hope I made it bearable. These people are ridiculous. And they vacillate between saying that this is your own business, but you have to investigate the product and the company and the management structure. They vacillate between everybody dreams of being an entrepreneur to most people who join network marketing companies do it for the product discount. These people talk out of both sides of their mouth. This video just solidified that for me. And it made me even somehow more repulsed by the exploitive nature of this business structure than I felt before watching this. Didn't think it was possible, but here we are. So if you're thinking of joining a network marketing company, maybe you run across this video. And I hope that you know that if you do want to start a business, I want that for you. I just don't want you to be an unpaid salesperson that is completely undercompensated for the work that they do. I say if you want to sell things, go be a salesperson with a base salary in a company. And that company will train you how to sell things, and you'll be able to take those skills and use them in other places if you decide to move on from that job. If you want to start your own business, I want that for you. Maybe something you can do in your spare time, something that doesn't cost anything to start up. Maybe you're really good at editing and you could be editing blog posts and stuff like that for other people online. Maybe you're really good at resumes and you could be helping people design their resumes. I'm just saying that there is so much opportunity out there that is not joining one of these big billion-dollar companies that give you the tiniest slice of the pie possible that they're making in profits. You deserve better. And I hope you get better. Don't join a network marketing company. All right. So thanks for watching today. If you enjoyed this broadcast, feel free to check out, I have a reaction playlist on my YouTube channel called Nicole Reacts. Also, if you go on the blog and click on the Nicole Reacts category, you'll see all the videos there that are in that category. I do hope if you like this video that you interact with it and ideally subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to monetize so that I can make money off of these videos someday and do things like upgrade my equipment and otherwise improve the videos. So thanks for your support there. And if you have any gurus that you want me to react to, I'm completely open to that. You can link to a specific video or just say someone's name in the comments wherever you're watching this. Or if you're feeling a little more shy, you can use the contact form on my website. That'll get to me and I will be able to see your awesome suggestion. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you next time with another guru because there seems to be an infinite amount of them, but it's okay because you got me, your friend in the marketing industry. Take care.